Where are we? Oh yeah, I just reset all of my heroes. So Barbarian. Let's kill a kobold. At least one, please. My Barbarian gets 3 attack dice plus 1. And I start him out with in the base campaign, I start him out with, I think he starts out with a broadsword maybe in his base stats, and I start him out with a short sword instead. And this is a rule that I got from somebody like on Board Game Geek or something like that, because their observation was once you progress these guys, their progression is based on equipment. There's no experience system, and I'm totally fine with that. Gold kind of functions as experience in this game. Because as your weapons and armor and other things get more powerful, you become more powerful as well. I wish there was, there's a whole thing online for like buying more spells and stuff, and I do like that. I did play with that in the past. My friend and I modded the crap out of this game when we used to play it in the first like 5-10 years of my marriage. But yeah, this kind of differentiates the Barbarian still as a fighter. It doesn't give him an unfair advantage to start with, but it gives him still some of an edge offensively, even as you get into the higher levels. Because later on in the game, he's just like, oh, he and the dwarf are almost identical. The dwarf has 1 less body and 1 more mind, which again doesn't factor in hardly at all. But the dwarf has 1 less body and the ability to freaking disarm traps like nobody's business. And so the Barbarian really becomes a flat, nothing character with nothing very special about him once you really get deep into HeroQuest. So I really like that rules edition, and I don't think it breaks the game. Alright, so here we go. That is just 1, and then the Kobold gets 3 defense dice. And I do kind of like that in theory, because it means he dodges really well. But if he gets even 1 hit, then he's dead. Oh well, he totally managed to dodge that one. So now do I move the Barbarian and give somebody else a turn? Let's try that. Let me try following my classic instincts for a little bit here. But it's not going to be the elf. It's not going to be the elf. So the elf, do I want to have the elf search for treasure while they're just in there kind of in a holding pattern? Might as well. This could go really south on me, but the elf is going to search for treasure. Hey, potion of healing, that didn't go south at all. In a bundle of rags, I won't read this every time. In a bundle of rags, you find a small bottle of bluish liquid. You can drink the healing potion at any time, restoring the number of body points equal to a roll of 1 red die. I've actually modified it because some of my rules, just the conglomeration of my rules, have created a pretty decent challenge for me in the last 2 games, and I hate getting these and rolling a 1 or a 2. It's terrible. So what I do is I roll 2 6-sided dice and I choose the one that I want, and then I get that much health, provided it doesn't take me over my maximum. So yeah, this may only be used once. Do not return this card to the deck. Awesome. So that's for my elf, and now his turn's over. I meant to move the Barbarian, sorry. And now the dwarf is going to move in here, and he will make his attack. He's got 2 attack dice, just using a short sword here. And he got 1 skull. And let's see here, this kobold. Hey! Took him out! Very nice. And now let's see, I've got a rule about looting bodies. Yeah, loot bodies. You roll a d6, and on a 6 I get a healing potion, on a 5 I get 25 coins. Hey, nice! Oh my gosh, very cool. Okay, so that was the dwarf that just picked that up. Does he have... Okay, he already has 1 healing potion, so I will give him another. Very good. Cool. Okay. And then he's going to stay put, and I don't think the wizard's going to do anything either. So there we go. And Zargon gets another threat now on Zargon's turn. Let's see, do I want to have some kobolds? I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, I guess he's going to attack. And so he gets 2 extra attack dice. That brings him up to 4. Oops, let me move these. Don't want to get confused. Oh my gosh, that's 3 skulls. And these dice, by the way, I remade. My other dice are still very legible, and they have lots of love on them. I mean, these are wooden dice, and they are loved over many years. Like, I have retraced the... they kind of have grooves that the black ink is inside of, the black paint. And so as they have become more worn, I've taken a little black Sharpie and recolored them in. Like, you can especially see that with the black shield. You can see those parts that are a little bit lighter. That's because at one point that was worn off, and so I remarkered in there with a really fine tip Sharpie to keep these things able to be played with. And there is something I really like about the look of these. I mean, all that, you know, they used to be white once upon a time, and so they've gotten that yellowish brown, you know, human crud that's inside of them that's just kind of seeped into the wood of these. But there is something very cool about these worn dice. Almost something kind of like magical about it. Like these are artifacts, like rolling the bones, you know. Or something. So there's something very cool about these dice. But part of the reason that I've switched is because of the rounded edges. I just they spin so easily, and I just get impatient after a while. There, you know, I guess in some modes of play, you know, depending on the mood, that can add some suspense. Ooh, what's it gonna have? You know, but I can tell. I can tell where it's going to land. I see it spinning, you know, and so now I don't want the spinning anymore. I just want to move on with the game. So I printed out like a PDF that had the sides of the dice on it, and then I have these wooden cubes that I got like at Hobby Lobby, and I colored them black with a Sharpie on each side, and then cut out and kind of laminated. Did I laminate these things? I might have laminated these things before cutting them. I think I did. Or a sticker sheet or something. And then I just used like super glue. And they've been holding up really well. I've been using these. I mean, I'm not playing this game like every weekend or anything like that. But and aesthetically, I like them too. You know. So anyway, been very happy to use my homemade dice for this game. So that's 3 skulls that the dwarf has to deal with. He gets 3 defense dice. Let's see how he does. Oh my gosh. He only got a black shield, and black shields are only good for monster defense rolls. So that means he's got 3 damage coming at him. My gosh. Alright, so that's going to take him down from 7 to 4. Not good. Oh, I do need to make sure all of my guys are up to their max, though, at the start of this quest. The wizard, if you happen to watch the end of my play session of the last quest, died at the end of the last one. Yeah, he died alone. So technically I'm supposed to rename my wizard, I guess. If in HeroQuest, if there's a hero in the room or corridor with you when you die, then it's presumed that they gather that hero's equipment to give to the replacement for that hero. I kind of think of it more in classic D&D terms, even though that's not technically how you're supposed to think of it in HeroQuest. But I think of it as, you know, you take them to a temple and you pay the fee and you get them resurrected, right? Um, and but if there's no hero in the room with the dying hero, then all their equipment is lost, and when you replace them, they have to start with the base starting equipment again. Thankfully, I think I kind of saw how things were maybe going to be going, and so I stripped the wizard of all of his anything that was useful that he might have had on him. I'm not even sure if he had anything good on him anyway. But I was okay with that because I was like, oh, he's got nothing, you know. In the world of HeroQuest, it's sadly similar to the thoughts of many in this world. If you don't have anything, you're not worth anything. Actually, it's less cruel than that. I think we tend to judge our worth very falsely off of our achievements, off of what we're good at, off of how we are recognized by a certain number of people. And if you haven't achieved or aren't recognized, then who are you? You're nobody. You're not significant, you know. And of course, as believers, we have this staggering significance. I mean, non-believers have the same significance, but as believers, we're aware of it, that we're made somehow to be these reflections, these image bearers of God in some way. Just really, really nuts. Anyway, okay. So, dwarf's in a little bit of trouble, but we're moving on. Wizard, do I want to have him do anything? Oh, wait a minute. That was just the... No. It was not the dwarf's turn. I just finished Zargon's turn, so now we got to refresh all my heroes. There we go. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess, tricky. See, I was thinking I don't want the dwarf to be taking the brunt of the punishment here, because I can't really get him out of the way. If I have the dwarf attack on his turn, and then move so someone else can get there and fight, well, after the dwarf's turn is the wizard's turn. And then the wizard's not going to stand in that spot. And then Zargon gets a turn. So if dwarf moves, then a kobold could come in here and get at one of those guys. Of course, that will involve subjecting himself to, like, attacks from all around him, which I don't think the kobold is going to do. So maybe I should take the risk. All right, we're going to cycle back around. And then again, I could, as I think I might have allowed myself to do, change up my turn order from round to round and not do the standard, what I call the bedwetter order. BEDW, Barbarian, Elf, Dwarf, Wizard. I think that is the standard turn order that maybe even is, like, supposed to be official and required, according to the HeroQuest rules. I can't remember. But I call it the bedwetter order. Just makes it easier to remember. But I think I don't have to do bedwetter. Let me, what do I want to do? You know what? I'm going to stick to bedwetter for now, and then see how I feel when I actually get to Zargon's turn. And that empty space is there in front of me. So, we're going to cycle around. We'll skip Barbarian. No, we won't. Barbarian's going to search for treasure. Whew. Hey, oh my gosh, I did shuffle these, I promise. Potion of Defense. Amidst a collection of old bottles, you find a small vial containing a clear liquid. You can drink this potion at any time, giving you 2 extra combat dice the next time you defend. This may only be used once. Do not return this card to the deck. Alright, so... Nice, Barbarian. So he'll hang on to that. And now his turn's over. Elf cannot search for treasure again. He's already searched in this room. Dwarf is going to attack. Just a meager 2 attack dice. He gets 1 skull. Let's see. Kobold gets a 3. That's right. And he blocks. So no damage there. So now the dwarf is going to move. I'll put him right here. And then his turn is over. The wizard is safe in the back. So at least they can't get to my wizard. And the wizard's not going to search for treasure, not this early. Okay, so now it's Zargon's turn. How do I feel as Zargon? If I put this guy in there... Actually, no. Let's see, how many movement do they have? They have movement of 10. These guys can book it. So this guy could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and get in there. Oh, dang. Oh, dang. Okay, so he... Okay. Oh, dude. It might be worth it to get in there and wreak some havoc. I could get in one great attack on somebody. Let me try this out. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait a minute. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Dang it. Because he gets bonuses for monsters adjacent to the hero that he's attacking, not that are adjacent to him. Let me rethink this. Then again, there's also Reckless Charge. What is Reckless Charge? Let's review, shall we? Reckless Charge. Any figure... This is a rule that is meant to keep the bottlenecking strategy from being overused. Any figure may force their way... So this is heroes or enemies. Any figure may force their way through an enemy space as long as they end their move on an empty space. However, doing this allows every enemy they move through or adjacent to make a free attack against them, for which they may roll only half of their normal defense dice, rounded down. So they've got an impressive 3 defense dice, but doing the Reckless Charge, that goes down to 1 for every time they get attacked. So what I was thinking is, well, what if I put this guy in here and then go... Well, I guess the best way would be to go 1, 2. And then while he's moving here, the dwarf would get a free attack on him, and then he would land here. And then if he... Or gosh, I could even have him keep going. Because he wouldn't get any free attacks that way. Let's just play around, okay? I don't want to get too bogged down in the freaking first encounter here. I don't want this game to become super tactical either, you know? And talking, thinking out loud and live streaming already slows down my process. I would be playing this game much faster if I was just sitting here by myself. I don't know if it would be as much fun. I've wondered that. If I would really want to do this as much just by myself without streaming. Anyway. Alright, let's give this a shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Okay, so the dwarf gets an attack. Let's see if the kobold even arrives at that space. Dwarf gets a free attack. Oh no, kobold's dead. Because he only gets 1 defend. Dwarf got 2 skulls. Kobold's gone. Oh my gosh. And the dwarf got another healing potion. Holy crap. Rolling well on those looting rolls. Okay. So maybe I don't want to do that again. I don't know. Let's just try. Let's just try. This time, this guy. 1, 2... No, the elf doesn't have any less of a good attack as the dwarf, so... 3, 4, 5... 6, I guess. And, let's see. Oh, 2 skulls again! Dang it! These stupid kobolds! It's like a conga line of death. Let's see here. And now I feel like it's not even worth it to try the other one because I can't really take advantage of Swarm. Oh, wait a minute. Did I just automatically give myself a healing potion? Come on, Pater. Let's not assume. Alright, no. You didn't get a healing potion. Good grief. Just got into that rhythm. Alright. But the kobold is dead. Well, so much for that plan. Let's... Ah, crap. I guess... Dang it, I guess I'll just stay here. So now I know better. Now I know better. Alright, so that's the end of Zargon's turn. We'll refresh for my hero turn. And I do not speak whatever that language is. I'm sorry. But thanks for popping in. Let's see. Barbarian. Let's get the Barbarian back up here. He's going to take out this kobold. Let's try anyway. I think, yeah, 3 plus 1. Well, 1. Let's see how he does here. Oh, that got him. That totally got him. And let's roll. No treasure. No loot. And then that's the end of the Barbarian's turn. Dang. Yeah, I think as Zargon I would play that differently next time. But alas. Alright, so I don't think the Barbarian's gonna... Well, he did just move, so he can't move again, so nobody else can get in there. So we'll just have... Has the Dwarf search for treasure? I don't think the Dwarf has searched for treasure. I think it's just been the Barbarian and the Elf. So yeah, before we skip his turn... Wandering Monster! As you are searching, a monster stalks you and attacks. Zargon places the wandering monster listed in the quest book on any square next to you. The monster attacks immediately. Return this card to the bottom of the deck. The wandering monster in Quest 3, I think, is an orc. Yeah. But will it remain an orc, is the question. Or will it turn out to be something else? The equivalents to an orc... Oh, there's just one. And that's a scout. So, on a roll of 4 to 6, it'll be a scout instead of an orc. Oh man, it is a scout. Okay. Where's my scout? There he is. Okay. Now, in my rules, the Wandering Monster actually auto-triggers their special ability instead of attacking when they pop into play. So let me get the Scout's stats out. And I like the concept of these guys that I kind of have for them. I don't know if I got this from another game or not. I don't remember, but anyway, they've got an attack of 2, a defend of 3, a body of 1, mind 2, and move 9. And they have this ability called Alert, which, if it triggers... Let's look up Alert. Zargon places the Wandering Monster for the quest on a revealed space not within line of sight of a hero. So... this is where the Scout, especially when he appears as a Wandering Monster, can freaking snowball really fast. So let's see here. So the Wandering Monster is an orc, but we're going to roll and see if it's a Scout instead. It is a Scout. So we've got another Scout out. Now his ability coming out, he's not appearing as a Wandering Monster. He's just spawning, so his alert ability does not auto-trigger. Let's see. I think I had some particular Descent minis that I liked to use for other scouts. Let me see if I can find one of them. Like I had some roguey looking ones. Oh, here, this will work. Yeah. So, this will be... Oh, I meant to show you the... I've been meaning to show all these minis. Come on now. There we go. So this is a Descent mini for some kind of roguey type of character. Out of line of sight of the heroes, huh? Let's see. I guess here. All right. And oh yeah, I never showed you guys this mini either. But this is a pewter mini. Come on now, work with me. There we go. Pewter mini I've had for many years. Trying to remember. I think it's a Reaper mini. Okay, so we got our two scouts out. I guess while we're making the rounds, I'll show you the Beastman. I forgot to show you the Beastman. There we go. Descent First Edition. Really dig him. I'm not like a mini connoisseur. As long as it has some level of detail, you know. I'm still pretty happy, honestly, with like these classic. I think most gamers that are familiar with HeroQuest would tell you. I mean, these minis that were made so many moons ago are still really nice in detail. I mean, it was Games Workshop that did the minis, and these really hold up very well, I think, even among modern games. Okay, so that was the dwarf's turn. He searched. He triggered a wandering monster. Oh, come on now, don't be like that. There we go. And now the dwarf's turn is over. So now, oh, whew, good thing the wizard has not actually technically entered the dungeon yet. When heroes are on the stairs, they're safe. Let's see here. So now it's Zargon's turn. Do I want to just keep trying to alert? I think so. That's like the most brutal and nasty thing that these guys can do. Is just keep alerting. So let's get the Beastman in here first. And attack the Barbarian. Beastman again has an attack of 2. Miss. Complete miss there. Here, I'm going to move this way so that you guys can maybe a little more easily see the space I'm rolling my dice in. Maybe I should do like... I don't know. I don't know what the best angle is. I might do this. That simulates for you guys a little bit more what my perspective is as I play. So he's done. All right, let's try the trigger. Now they have to trigger. Now they have to roll. It has to trigger on a 4 through 6. So we'll try to trigger this scout's alert first. It does trigger. Oh my gosh. So now we roll to see if it's an orc or a scout. It's an orc this time. Okay. A bit more manageable. Here's the orc mini. Still like, I mean, these really, I mean, look at that chainmail. I mean, really nice detail. And they went the extra mile on these because you'll have like 3 orcs with a cleaver, and then you'll get like 3 other orcs in the set with a sword, and 1 or 2 with a notched sword. You know, I mean, they could have just made one mold for all the orcs, and they didn't. You know, I think that's really cool. All right, so where is he going to go? I forgot to put a door in this room. There's supposed to be a door. Let's take care of that. The door out of here is right here. So outside of their line of sight, huh? Well, this would qualify. Yeah, that would qualify. And now we'll try the alert for this one. No. Nope. Okay. So, well, there's no summoning sickness for this orc. Oh, but he can't attack diagonally. So he'll just stay put, I guess. And that's the end of Zargon's turn. So let's refresh all of my heroes. Hello, Stephen Cornegay. Welcome. That's a username I don't think I recognize. Thanks for jumping in the chat. Stephen says, I have never played HeroQuest. Looks interesting. Yeah, it's... again, I'm playing using my rules for this game. Like, I've modified it a lot to mainly to bring a bigger variety of monsters in and to vary up the treasure you can find and a number of other things. I would say that the audience probably for this game now is still probably the audience for it early on, especially if you've already played other nerd board games at this point. I think this game may not really have staying power for an adult who doesn't have any nostalgia for it, who has also played other nerd board games, especially nerd board games that were inspired by Descent, like or inspired by HeroQuest, such as Descent, and many other dungeon crawl type heroes versus a bad guy or a game master type character. I think that the rules for this are very simplistic, and that is one of the strengths of it. That even as I was adding rules to it, I didn't want to overcomplicate how the game runs. Again, it's hard to know how much I've succeeded or failed at that because streaming changes things. It slows down the whole thing a ton because I'm thinking out loud for you guys. But anyway, what's going on? I think it's my heroes just refreshed, and yeah, my heroes just refreshed. But I do think on that note, like for adult players that might come into it now, that's part of the reason I thought of streaming this, streaming myself experimenting with rules, because I do think that with some modifications, this can be a game that modern adult gamers would really find enjoyable and substantive. But I think that's going to take, for hardcore tabletop gamers, that's going to take some modifications to make it that way. Summer insanity.
Liberate butter. Butter